Alex Neil, it's difficult to know where to start after that game. How would you sum up the way the afternoon went?
I think we made a really good performance up until about 60 odd minutes. Become just all round a real poor day for us. I think we've done exactly what we set out to do for the first 60 minutes. I thought we looked dangerous. I thought we defended reasonably well. And then from then on, we just sort of lost our composure and our decision making, particularly at the back, was extremely poor and just literally just cost ourselves the game.
3-1 up, almost midway through the second half. You shouldn't be losing at home from there, should you?
No, but we're comfortable and nothing changes. The system didn't change, the personnel didn't change, the way we went about the game wasn't going to change. It's just about making good decisions at vital times in the game and not letting what happens around you affect you, and making sure that you go and just sort of see the game out, be professional, and we didn't do it well enough, and we made some real poor decisions, and ultimately cost ourselves the game.
And to get back to 4-4 as well, and so late in the game and still end up losing, that just makes it even worse, doesn't it?
Yeah, and to be honest, I didn't really even celebrate the fourth goal, because at that stage I just felt what I was saying was disappointing to say the least up until that point. But then to concede when there's 1 minute to go to make it 5-4, just turned the afternoon into a bit of rabble, to be honest, as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to put your finger on it, I know, because it was going so well for 63, 64 minutes. What did change?
We didn't defend well enough after that. That's basically the bottom line. So up until that point, we played against the same personnel and we were dealing fine with it. We played well, we were creating chances. I thought we looked good value for a 3-1 lead. I thought we deserved to be in front. And then what happens after that just is why we probably find ourselves in the situation we're in.
You'll know there's always a lot of talk amongst Norwich fans when Russell Martin plays at centre-back. He did again today. What was the thinking playing him today ahead of Ryan Bennett?
Well, because the fact is, Benteke, I didn't think was going to play, and I was right. Firmino played, and I think Russell sort of dropped into the holes with Firmino is ideally suited. I think Russell's used to the ball's good, and he can step into the game. And the one thing I'll say, for 65 minutes, that was the case. Benteke then came on later on in the game, but he didn't score any of the goals. I mean, he didn't cause us any major problems. It wasn't as if they were lumping it in and winning headers. We just made poor decisions. And just ultimately cost us all the game.
Yeah, and of course there was the bad back pass from Russell Martin, but he wasn't the only one today. I'm sure you'd be the first to say he shouldn't be the one player that's singled out after a performance like that.
Russell Martin can't be used as a scapegoat for this game. I mean, we attack and we defend as a team. It's as simple as that. And we didn't defend well as a team. I mean, but we got ourselves in a position where we're 3-1 up. We defended well to that point. The talk at half-time was the fact that we're in control of the game. What you do now is you play clever, you play smart, drop yourself back in, hit them in the counter-attack. No need for us to go gung-ho at all. We go 3-1 up, thinking even better. Now we play with our brains, just settle the game down, and pretty much for kick-off they go and get a second goal. And from that point on, we just looked as if our decision-making from there, particularly in the back-line areas, was just extremely poor.
There was no Tetty in the midfield today. Can you tell us why that was, and how much did you miss him?
Yeah, Al was not well, so he had sickness and diarrhoea throughout the night, and he wasn't available to play in the match, basically. So, which was a disappointment. However, I thought Graham Don's come in and I thought he performed really well. Just the ball was excellent, and Graham was a big part in terms of how we were so fluent going forward in terms of use of the ball. So, I think we did miss, certainly for Al, is that bit of sort of steel I think you need at times in terms of winning tackles and breaking moves up before they become sort of threatening moves. But we should still be able to defend better for there.
It's clearly very raw now, and it's a defeat that shouldn't have happened. But Stephen Naismith, a goal in his debut. How pleased were you with his contribution?
Yeah, really pleased. But I think whenever you score 4 goals, you've got to come away with 3 points. It's as simple as that. Particularly at home,